My boss stole my wife, and she asked for a divorce, and I ended up jobless and a wreck. A month on, a woman appeared claiming to be my ex-boss's wife. Geez, what happened next? Hello Reddit plus here. Well, I found out my wife was having an affair. I was gutted. But the worst part? She wasn't cheating with some stranger. She was sleeping with my boss. My world crumbled in an instant. She asked for a divorce, and I was too broken to fight it. Soon after, my job became unbearable, and my boss, now smugly flaunting his new trophy, found every excuse to make my life hell. It wasn't long before I was out of work, divorced, and at rock bottom. For a month, I barely left the tiny apartment I'd scraped together. I'd lost everything. My wife, my job, my pride. Then, one rainy afternoon, there was a knock on my door. Standing there was a woman, her face a mix of sorrow and determination. "Are you Daniel?" she asked. When I nodded, she introduced herself as my ex-boss's wife. Apparently, she had just discovered her husband's infidelity. With my wife, of all people. I didn't know who else to talk to, she admitted. At first, it was awkward. Two strangers united by mutual betrayal. But as we talked, the weight lifted. We shared our stories, vented our anger, and even laughed at the absurdity of it all. One coffee turned into dinner, and before long, we were spending more and more time together. She wasn't just kind and compassionate. She understood exactly what I had been through. What started as two broken souls, finding comfort in each other, grew into something real. And here's the kicker. We're perfect for each other. She's shown me that there's life after heartbreak, and together, we've built something beautiful. As for my ex-boss and ex-wife, well, last I heard, their whirlwind romance fizzled out. Karma's funny like that. Fast forward a year, and my life looks nothing like it did when I hit rock bottom. I've moved to a new city, started a fulfilling job, and am genuinely happy for the first time in ages. And the best part? Claire, that's her name, my ex-boss's ex-wife, is by my side through it all. But life isn't without its twists. About 6 months ago, I got an email from my ex-wife. At first, I thought it was some cruel joke, but no, it was her. She'd written me a long, rambling apology about how she'd made a huge mistake and wanted to catch up. I'll admit, old wounds reopened as I read her words. A part of me wanted to tell her off, to let her know how much she'd broken me. But another part of me, it just didn't care anymore. I didn't reply. Claire had my back when I told her about it. "You don't owe her a damn thing," she said, her voice steady, and she was right. Then, 2 weeks later, the universe decided to serve up some prime schadenfreude. Claire and I were out at a small restaurant when, lo and behold, guess who walked in? My ex-wife and my ex-boss. Except they didn't look like the smug power couple they once were. She looked tired, her makeup too heavy, like she was trying to hold on to something long gone. And him? He looked defeated, his expensive suit doing little to hide his slouched posture. They saw us, too. For a split second, their eyes widened in recognition. I think they expected me to feel small, to shrink under their gaze, but I didn't. Claire squeezed my hand, and I smiled, genuinely smiled. We left soon after, but not before I noticed something. As we walked past their table, my ex-wife looked at Claire, then at me, and for the briefest moment, there it was, regret. Claire and I didn't need words to know we'd won. Not in the petty, spiteful way, but in the, we've moved on and are happier now way. It was the kind of victory that doesn't require a mic drop or a dramatic confrontation, just peace. Today, Claire and I are building a life together. We laugh about how fate brought us together through such an unlikely twist. I don't think about my ex-wife or my ex-boss much anymore. They're just a chapter in a story that's led to something far better. Karma may take its time, but when it delivers, it's chef's kiss perfect.